right, you guys, next story up, a little bit of politics. I'm trying to stay away from the politics in these top of the blogs videos, but this one we gonna have to talk about today, y'all. So Councilwoman Nury Martinez, okay? She's a Los Angeles councilwoman. She is of the Brown persuasion, and she was on a call with two other members from the council, a Kevin De Leon and a Gil Cedillo. And she had many, many disparaging remarks about Black people, about gay people. Apparently they were discussing a parade that was happening. There was a float that the council people were on. There was a councilman by the name of Mike Bonin. He's a Black man. He's also gay. He was on the float with his young son, and I guess the young son was cutting up a little bit, and Miss Martinez felt that the little boy was cutting up too much and called him a little monkey. She said that he needed his ass beat, and she even talked about Bonin, called him a little bitch. She talked about indigenous immigrants from South Mexico. She just had a lot of bad things to say about Black people, about immigrants, about, gay people. Yeah, and it was all caught on a call. It was recorded. The other guys that were on the phone with her did not, they didn't add to the conversation or say anything or co-sign or anything like that. They did remain silent, but some people are saying the fact that they didn't even correct her, that they needed to resign. Of course, there are many calls for Nury Martinez to resign because, the fact that she is there as a powerful person in the government in Los Angeles, speaking this way, you can just imagine how the Black people are faring when it comes to the fairness of whatever decisions are made for the community there. Okay, now, coming from Los Angeles, I can tell you that I know 100% for a fact that there has always been tension between the Black and the Brown communities in Los Angeles. It has gotten nothing but worse as the Hispanic community, the Latino community, whatever you want to call it, in California and in Los Angeles in particular, has grown exponentially to the point where Black people are now the minority when it comes to Hispanic community or Black people. The Black people are the minority. The Mexican community is taking over. They are taking over in the government, in the powerful positions, and this is an example of that. But the tensions have always been there. They get continuously worse as the dynamics in the community shift there, and then as the Hispanic population continues to get more educated and get more money and things like that, it's just sort of like the Black community is getting edged out a little bit more. When I go to LA, I am amazed at how many Mexican people are around. Okay, it was not like that when I lived there. It is a totally different day today. This was not a good look. This was not what they needed. They did not need to catch this woman on tape like this. The reason that I feel like the reason that this, either that she was recorded or that, I don't know if the recording always happens, but the definite reason that this shit was leaked was because somebody wanted to get her out of there, okay? She probably has said these things before and somebody was fed up and was like, we're gonna catch this shit this time and then we're gonna put this out there for everybody to hear, okay? So they put it out there, the damage was done, the pressure was put on her for her to resign, and she finally has said that she will resign. She said, while I take the time to look inwards and reflect, I ask that you give me space and privacy. Girl, you can have all the space and fucking privacy you want. We don't need to see you no more. No more, okay? Later for that kind of shit. We don't need that in the people that's running our government in Los Angeles. Like, yeah, no, okay? So privacy, if you want it, you're gonna take it. Go on and go, okay? And we're gonna try to root out all the other problems that's going on with the LA Council and the shit that might be going on behind closed doors over there, because this don't make no damn sense. Now, the other two that I told you guys, De Leon and Cedillo, they have both said that they will not resign. because they didn't do anything. Yeah, they did apologize for being on the call and not calling the woman on the shit that they said, that she said. But as far as them feeling like they've done anything wrong themselves, they said they're not resigning. Okay, we'll see if the pressure there continues to grow so much so that they feel that they need to do it. But as of now, they're saying that they are not leaving. All of this, you guys, not surprising. Are you guys surprised that stuff like this happens on those councils? Like, absolutely not. All right. But you would think that people would be smart enough not to get themselves caught on tape. Like, it was the same with the old girl in Louisiana. Remember the one who, I think she was a judge that had all that shit to say? Oh, no. They were the ones that when the people was breaking in the house and she was saying all of that stuff. Yeah, it's just sort of like, yeah. I mean, I guess you just don't think that, you know, you're amongst friends or you're amongst your people, okay, that you think that it's not going to get out. But it's clear that they wanted it to get out and they put it out there. So Nury Martinez, she is gone. And we'll see what else happens from the fallout from this in the LA Council. All right, you guys, then y'all know Rocky don't know shit about no football. It feel like every week I got to be in here talking about some shit that's related to football. Now, this story is not really about football per se. It's more so about egos and everything and personalities. And I am talking about Deion Sanders and Coach Eddie Robinson. Is it Eddie Robinson Jr.? I think it is. Okay, it's so many Eddie Robinsons that I think of when I say this story, but none of the people that I think of is actually this man. I didn't even know who this man was. But anyway, Coach Deion Sanders, also know. Okay, anyway, Coach Prime, okay, mama named him Deion Sanders. We know him as Neon Deion. I mean, he has so many nicknames. You know, he was a phenomenon in the sports world. He played baseball. He played football. Everybody loves him. He is now currently the head coach at Mississippi State University. Nope, Jackson State University. I'm sorry, you guys. Forgive me. He's making very large changes at that school. He's making big strides for the HBCU community when it comes to sports and them being accepted, you know, in the whole sports playing field, because you're starting to see more and more HBCU teams on the TVs on the weekends. And, you know, it's just, he's starting to put a spotlight on a community that so far hadn't really had that kind of shine, okay? And he's good at doing it because he's already this very, very large personality. He's already been one of those ones that was very vocal, very confident, very outspoken. You know, he's always, and people like him. So it's been the perfect combination, okay? I would imagine that his personality probably rubs a lot of people within that community, namely other coaches and the such. He probably rubs a lot of them the wrong way, okay? Because they're probably like, we've been in this churning and working hard, okay? We've been coaching for these teams and these other white folks ain't never tried to pay us no attention and everything, even though we've been out here, okay? We've been here, but now all of a sudden that Deion Sanders then came into the damn picture. Now all of a sudden everybody thinks that, you know, he's so spectacular. So I would imagine that there are some hard feelings there with some of the coaches. I would imagine that there is some jealousy there. I would imagine that there's a lot that goes on with being a part of the coaching staffs of these HBCUs and having to come up against like a Deion Sanders. If you don't love him, then you probably really don't like him, okay? And I think that that's probably what the situation is here. So Jackson State had a game with Alabama. Alabama lost, okay? It was their homecoming game, I believe it was. And the whole, now who's homecoming? Was it Jackson's? No, I don't think it was Jackson's. I feel like maybe it was Alabama's homecoming. Don't listen. Don't quote me, okay? It was somebody's fucking homecoming. And that whole week before the game, Coach Prime, like he does, had a lot to say about the other team. You know, this is all a part of his strategy, you know, to bring more attention to the games and bring more excitement and more competition to the game and all. He had shit to say, talking shit about, you know, what was his team going to do when they played Alabama and all of that. On the day of the game, apparently, Deion Sanders walked through the opposing team's offensive line or something like that, and people took it as disrespect. People was yelling at him, calling them bitches and motherfuckers and all, and people from the team. So not just the audience. These people from the team that's had all of these things to say about him. He took it all in stride. I mean, this is a football game. It's competition. This is kind of what happens. I mean, maybe not so much as it had that day, but, you know, it's all a part of the game. And I guess that Deion Sanders was being a part of the game as well, okay? Then when Jackson State ended up winning, and you guys know that the coaches come to the middle of the field and they shake hands or whatever, and then they go on back to their respective locker rooms. When Deion walked up to Coach Eddie, he stuck his hand out and Eddie did shake his hand. However, when, you know, Deion was motioning to come in to give him a hug, then Eddie put his hand out and held him back. And then, of course, Deion was like, pushed his hand off of his chest like, nigga, really? You not really? This is how you gonna be? Okay. And of course, it looked even worse because Alabama had just lost. The cameras was right there. Okay, so we all saw all of this. When they went behind, you know, when they went to the press and they were talking, Eddie Robinson was very upset. He was just like, you know, he didn't like the fact that all week, you know, Coach Prime had been saying the shit that he had been saying, and he thought it was very disrespectful. You know, he had a problem with him walking through their offensive line. He said that, yes, it is a game, and so when the protocol calls for them to shake hands, that is what he is going to do. However, he not coming in with the Obama bro hug because, damn it, he don't want to have nothing to do with you, okay? And he went on and on to talk about Deion Sanders and said he wasn't SWAC, SWAC. He kept on saying he's not SWAC, I'm SWAC. I asked you guys, what did that mean? And you guys told me that it was Southwestern Athletic Conference. Okay, I guess it's a conference for the HBCUs. Yeah, he had a lot to say about Deion Sanders. When Deion Sanders got up on the podium, he had a lot to say as well. I mean, he talked about the fact that he does this kind of like, you know, friendly competition boasting all week with all of the teams because this is part of him trying to bring attention to the game as a whole. You know, he said that he walks through the line of the offensive team, offended or whatever, all the time. That's not something new that he's done just with this team, that he does it with everybody. He said that he was walking through and they were calling him all kind of bitch ass motherfuckers and had a whole bunch of negative things to say about him. And he said that he didn't say anything to any of those people. He said that his team knows that if they get up there and they say anything like that to a coach, then they are completely off the team. Okay. But apparently Eddie Robinson runs his team a little differently, and he allows them to just talk about the other coaches and be poor sports like that, you know. But he was like, this is a part of the game. He didn't know that he was upsetting anybody. Okay. And he said that he's not worried about how Eddie Robinson feels. He said that he is not arrogant, that he is not cocky. Okay, but that he is confident and that he is comfortable in his position, and he knows that he can bring the attention that needs to be brought to this game on the HBCU level. And you know what? He's like, I'm me. This is what I do. Okay. And yeah, some people are not going to like that, but oh, the fuck well. He said what motivates him is he motivates himself. He said he had an alcoholic and a drug addict fathers. I'm assuming he's talking about his biological father and a stepfather or somebody. And he said that he has always made it a point to push himself, to do what he had to do. So he's not going to worry himself about the likes of an Eddie Robinson or whatever. And he's just going to go on with his life. It was a bad look for Eddie Robinson Jr. I was just sort of like, as many fans that Neon, Deion, Coach Prime, Prime Time, whatever you want to call him, so many people like him that it was going to be an automatic bad look for Eddie Robinson Jr. to behave the way that he did. Okay. And he must have gotten some pressure. He must have gotten some pressure because then he came back out and said that he was apologizing to Deion Sanders because, that it wasn't a good look on the school, that it was unsportsmanlike for him to, do what he had done, even though he doesn't regret holding him off from the hug. He was just saying the whole thing was just a bad look and that he apologized and all that. I was just like, somebody at Alabama was like, nigga, you better get it together soon. Okay. Because we can't afford to be having the likes of a Deion Sanders being upset with us. And listen, I'm sure that he is a big personality. Deion Sanders is a big personality, and he probably does rub a lot of people the wrong way. But I think that a lot of these coaches probably need to look at the end. Let's look at the end game. Let's figure out why these kind of antics are needed now so that there can be real looks from the sports world and giving the respect to the HBCU teams who thus far hadn't really gotten it. Nobody was really even caring about the HBCUs, and we're starting to see them playing other teams. And also I think there is a method to his madness, and I'm just hoping that people will get out of their feelings and realize that some of these things need to be done so that we can get to where we want to be. All right, so that was it. How did I do on the sports, y'all? All right, you guys, next story up. So Draymond Green, I think you guys are like me and I'm tired of seeing him and his big bully ass always fighting some damn body. Okay, I was just like, I'm gonna need you to start learning how to practice some damn self-control because it don't make no damn sense. I was talking to my brother and my brother was like, yeah, he's a bully and he definitely knows who he can do that to and who he can't. There are some people that he would never ever try to hit like that. And then you got somebody like a Jordan Poole that he obviously has no respect for, and that is the reason why he did what he did. Okay, now a week after that punch happened in practice, with the Warriors, we find that Draymond Green has been fined by the Warriors for his actions. Okay, so the coach, Steve Kerr, he told us that he's not going to face a suspension and that he's expected to return to practice on Thursday, which was surprising. But this is the preseason right now. There's no games that are going on really. And so they have decided that, there's no suspension that's going on now. I guess the first game, for the Warriors, they're going to be having their ring ceremony. And I know that they didn't want to suspend him and keep him from getting his ring. So that might be the reason why they haven't suspended him. They said that there is, he was fined something, but they haven't disclosed what the amount is. Now, apparently also there's some tension in the team because of Draymond Green being in his final year of his contract. He does have a $27 million player option for next season, okay? But this might be his final year with the team, and maybe he might get traded. They're saying that he wants to go play for the Lakers anyway. But I guess the idea that he's probably going to be leaving anyway, maybe that's why they're saying that he cutting the fuck up the way that he is. I don't know. All I know is I'm tired of seeing his ass. Every time I turn around, he want to jump up on somebody up in somebody's damn face having something to say and everything. Yeah, he gets on my nerves. You would think that he would have some love in his heart. Didn't he just get married? I just saw the video and the pictures and everything of him and his beautiful wife, and they look so happy and everything. How you gonna be having all of that goodness going on and then you come back to the game and then you with the shits? Okay? Somebody get control of that damn Draymond. And then lastly, you guys, 50 Cent versus his son Marquise. Marquise, is it Marquise or Marquise? So you guys know that 50 Cent has had, at best, a very strained relationship with his son, his oldest child, his firstborn. That's putting it lightly. I think more accurately would be that he doesn't have a relationship with his son at all. Their relationship quickly soured when he was a very young boy because, let 50 Cent tell it. Okay, mama named him Curtis Jackson. Let 50 Cent tell it. The mother was the reason that he was not able to have a relationship with his son. She made it so very difficult for him to see him. Him and the baby mama did not get along at all. He felt like she was a gold digger. There was a whole bunch of other drama that has surrounded the baby mama and 50 Cent. And so 50 Cent decided to just cut the ties to them altogether. Yes, he still did pay his child support. And he paid it all the way up to the boy was 18 years old. He made an announcement on social media that the child support was about to end and that he wasn't going to have to be paying it no more and they could get the fuck out of his pockets and that he was really going to be done with everybody. And so his $80,000 a year that he paid to Marquise's mother, it ended. He went on, he's a grown man now and everything. But now we're hearing that his son still wants to have a relationship, whatever kind of relationship that he feels that he can have with his father. He's been on the social media circuit talking about having a sit down with his father. He said there's no reason why they can't get together and agree to disagree or just get a better understanding of their relationship. Between the two of them, just have a discussion. 50 Cent doesn't want to have a discussion with him. And the only response that 50 Cent has had to the son's request is him posting a video of when Kanan kills his son in Power, which is awful, but definitely something that 50 Cent would do. That has got to be hurtful to the son, but I'm sure the son is also very used to the antics that come along with his father. He said that him talking to 50 Cent has nothing to do with his celebrity, has nothing to do with money. He was like, as a matter of fact, I'll pay him $6,700, okay, because that was the monthly payment that 50 Cent had to make to the mother. He said, I'll pay him $6,700 to sit down and have a conversation with him. I was like, knowing 50 Cent, he probably wants $6,700 times all of the years that he had to pay it and not have any relationship with you. Then maybe he might have a conversation with you. Okay, that seems to be the petty level that 50 Cent is on. But yeah, 50 Cent hasn't even really had a response to this. He hasn't said anything, which is surprising considering he's very vocal. But that video of him posting Kanan killing his son was actually just terrible. Okay, but classic 50 Cent. I don't know if this boy will ever have the relationship that he wants to have with 50 Cent. I just don't think that it'll ever happen. Okay, and 50 Cent is going to grow to be an old man, and then he'll maybe have to come to terms with if he has any regrets in his life and whether he wishes that he had a better relationship or any kind of relationship with his son. Apparently he's fallen out with the second baby mama too. And so as much as we used to see 50 Cent and his other little boy, I don't know, I don't follow 50 Cent, so I don't know if he posts that little boy as much as he used to. That little boy has got to be about 10 or 11 now too, but hopefully that little boy doesn't suffer the same fate that 50 Cent's oldest child has suffered. But yeah, you guys, that 50 Cent is a mess, child. That 50 Cent is a mess. But unfortunately, I don't think that young man Marquise is going to get the meeting that he wants. Okay, boy, go on with your life. Okay, your daddy ain't, he ain't on that time. Just go on and try to get some peace with your life the best way that you can. Leave 50 Cent alone. All right, you guys, so yeah, I think I was able to break this video up into 3 parts. And I'm gonna get them edited and up. Like I told you guys, if you do start seeing just some random top of the blogs, reposts coming up, you know, some little shorter 15, 20-minute videos coming, y'all just go on, and if you got a chance, just get a good looks at them, okay? I'm gonna load them motherfuckers up with some commercials. Put commercials on these, and we're gonna try to recoup some of this money that I lost, because bitch, I'm still mad about it, okay? And I'm gonna get off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.